Welcome back. All right, so how about a news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet? Yes, there is some news to report on today, starting off with Alex Galchenyuk. So a month ago, Alex Galchenyuk was arrested, and once that came out, of course, well, it came out after his contract was terminated by the Arizona Coyotes. Galchenyuk immediately put himself into the NHLPA's assistance program, and I think that benefited him. So he pleads guilty to a threatening charge, so he doesn't fight that charge, and the other charges are dropped. So what happens is he gets a 30 days of jail time sentence. However, 27 of those days are suspended. So it's 3 days in jail, and out he goes. But he has to complete an alcohol recovery program, which I'm guessing is a part of the NHLPA program. So there you go. That makes sense. And he has to go 12 months without consuming or possessing alcohol. So for Galchenyuk, this is something that hopefully he can use to turn things around, and maybe he plays his way into a contract with the team, even if it's an AHL contract, something like that. But that's good for him. And again, it's not a violent crime, and in the end, he is basically told, get the help that you need, and I agree with that message. Jonathan Bernier has announced his retirement. He didn't play at all this year. There were rumors that he would play this past season, that he'd probably be back before Christmas. It just didn't happen. So he ends up retiring after not playing this season. He ends up retiring with 403 games played in his career, 165 wins, 163 regulation losses, and 40 overtime losses, shootout losses. I don't think ties were a thing when he committed the league, but I'll include ties as maybe being part of that 40. So that was with the Kings, the Maple Leafs, the Ducks, the Avalanche, the Red Wings, and the Devils. So 6 different teams for Bernier. Bernier, a good 1A, 1B goaltender in his prime, and a solid backup as well. So all the best to him in retirement. So that's the end with that. We will probably see more retirements in the coming month as training camps get going and we don't see some guys getting tryouts, this kind of thing. Mackenzie Weegar. And this, again, is one of those things where what else would he be expected to say? But hey, some positivity about the Calgary Flames. The Flames, a team that honestly I'm probably not going to be doing their season preview early because it still feels like there's moves that have to be made. We'll see if over the next week that happens. But Weegar's happy. He basically said he keeps his nose clean. He stays out of all the rumors about who wants out and who wants to go where. And he just does his job. He likes it in Calgary, and he thinks that the change at GM and coach will benefit the team, and he's confident that they have everything they need to get back into the playoffs. And they do. They didn't miss the playoffs by that much. They definitely have a team that could get back above the playoff line, but, there's divided opinions on that. And so anyways, Weegar, who's making some good money in Calgary for a long time to come, he's happy. Hopefully Huberdeau's happy this year, and it shows up on the score sheet as well. So we'll see if Weegar's right, but all the positivity, it has to help. Because there's been a lot of negativity around the Flames for some time now, and so we'll see if that changes with a new coach and a new GM. Maybe you don't trade these players. You start the season with them on your roster and see if a new, more positive vibe around the team convinces guys like Hanifin, potentially Backlund, although Backlund sounds like he wants to stick around as well. Lindholm seems kind of 50-50 at this point, but maybe a positive environment will lead to these guys saying, yeah, I want to stick around and want to be a part of this. So we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. Alex Chiasson has signed a professional tryout with the Boston Bruins. I feel bad for Chiasson on this. He has been doing tryouts to get contracts for years. It feels like we're into the 5th year where this has been the case. And he didn't get a contract until late in the season last year with Detroit. Chiasson is a useful bottom 6 guy. He can play minutes. I think it's the fact that he's a guy who can be replaced that's ended up with him bouncing around. But if he signs with Boston, Boston's pretty good when it comes to 4th line players. And so, if Chiasson ends up being on their 4th line, I'm fine with that. So all the best to him in his tryout. And we'll, again, over the next week or so, we'll hear about more tryouts. In some cases, there are tryouts that I think teams know aren't going anywhere, but they have split squad games, and they need a lot of bodies in their lineup, so they figure, why not? We'll give this guy a shot, and we'll see. Mike Grier. So Mike Grier has made me feel like I might have jinxed things for Anaheim. So when I was in Anaheim and I did my little tour of Honda Center, and I talked to the Duckstream people who were great, and I did bring the Duckstream tickets, Duckstream stickers home. So see, I do have them. So we're just going to magnet them up. But Greer has stolen Ryan Miller from the Anaheim Ducks organization less than a week after I wore my Ryan Miller jersey there for that. So I kind of feel some guilt here. But Ryan Miller and Thomas Vanek know Greer from their time in Buffalo. So they are two amongst others who've been added to the hockey operations staff. Vanek will do scouting in the Minnesota area for San Jose. Miller is going to scout draft-eligible goaltenders and assist Nabokov with goalie development. So Evgeny Nabokov and Ryan Miller, those are two pretty solid names in terms of being able to turn the goaltending around in San Jose. Goaltending used to be a strength for the San Jose Sharks. I've talked about it before, and Nabokov was the starter when that was the case. And they had Toskala, they had Kiprasov, they had some very good goaltenders at that stage, and so it looks like Greer wants to get back to that, right? Finding those goaltenders, being able to draft them is one thing, being able to develop them is another, and adding Ryan Miller, I think, is a good move. So, again, I had heard Ryan Miller goes to all the games in Anaheim, and I thought, well, that's great, and yeah, I did. I'll take the fall for that one. I think I might be the reason he went to San Jose. It's the only thing that I can come up with. But anyways, all the best to these guys in San Jose. And again, Mike Greer is going into year 2 now with this rebuild in San Jose. And I know it's been a mixed bag, but I honestly think he's done a good job when it comes to changes that are made in the organization. And I think the product on the ice is still a few years away from us seeing what his vision's going to be. Stuart Skinner, who was up for Rookie of the Year, and Oiler fans are excited about Skinner's future. Skinner wasn't as sold on this past season as others. Skinner believing he can be better, saying, no, I can be better. And, that he had ups and downs this past season. He feels like he knows better what to expect this coming season in the National Hockey League, and he's looking forward to proving himself. So Skinner's confident that he's going to improve his numbers this season. It's always interesting to see when a goaltender has that second full season in the National Hockey League, whether or not their numbers improve. Did teams get a book on a goaltender? Do the numbers for that goaltender fall off? It's always interesting to see which way it's going to go. But Skinner's confident that the numbers are going to get better. Factor in that Campbell could and should have a bounce-back season. Goaltending for the Oilers might not... It may never be like a number one strength on a team that's got McDavid and Draisaitl running the power play, but at the very least, if it's not a weakness and not a concern, that's huge for the Edmonton Oilers, right? It's all about competent goaltending. Just ask the Las Vegas Golden Knights from this past season or the Colorado Avalanche from the season before. Don't have to have the best goaltender in the league necessarily, just one that can make the saves when you need him to. So other news from around the NHL, if you follow the social media accounts of National Hockey League teams, the ice has gone in. I know in Anaheim the ice was going in the day after I did my tour. The ice is now painted. In Anaheim the ice is painted in a lot of places too. And so, yeah, players are out on the ice skating around. Tarasenko was spotted in Ottawa skating around for practice, although he's still wearing his Ranger gloves, which is, that's an awkward moment. But I'm sure between now and the start of the season that he'll have Sens gloves that he's wearing out there. And it's exciting. It's an exciting time of year because now we start seeing players come in, working out on the ice, working together, new teammates, getting to know one another. And we are less than a month away from training camp, and we are about a month and a half away from the start of the regular season when the games are going to matter again, and seeing which predictions are going to be right, which ones aren't, and all that fun stuff. But I've only done 7 of the season previews so far, which means I got 25 more to go. But there you go. News of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.